Welcome to Why Won't This Pidgey Get in a Pokeball? A brand new podcast. Battle
Professional.
Oh, a segment of Why Won't the Pidgey Get in the Pokeball? Welcome to a new episode of the Battle Science Podcast, the Pokemon Go podcast, PvP podcast. We talk about Go Battle League, Self Arena, and how the rest of Pokemon Go relates to PvP. I am one of your hosts, Steven, a.k.a. aBoyInTheWoods, joined as always by Jesse, RocketAdminJ.
How's it going, everyone?
It is Tuesday, I almost said January, February 23rd, 2021. Man, we're almost in March, and it's hard to imagine. Oh, let's hop into, I'm doing some flex poses that no one can see because we never use webcams. It's Madonna's. God, look at my muscles, my gleaming muscles that are totally not in my imagination only. This past weekend was a thing, Jesse.
It was a thing.
We had a thing this weekend. Do you remember what the
I
thing
think
was?
a lot of people had a thing.
A lot of people
and
had
for
a
some
thing.
people, it was a good thing. And for a good portion, it was a bad thing.
I have a horsey on my incense.
I mean, I almost feel like I should pop an incense now if you're getting such random spawns that aren't just Pikachu.
I'm not getting...
Oh, by the way, Pikachu Spotlight Hour as of this recording.
Yeah, I'm getting like I've gotten 3 or 4 Pikachu over the course of this first half hour. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. Mileage may vary. So this weekend was... I'm gonna stop playing coy here. We had the Kanto Tour, Pokemon Tour Kanto. I can never remember how they phrase it specifically. We had the big old Kanto event. A 12-hour? 12-hour? Was it 12 hour?
9 to 9.
9 to 9. A 12-hour event of Kanto spawns. And exclusively Kanto spawns, unless you were using a glacial or magnetic. Or what's the grass one? Mossy. Then you were seeing other stuff, and it was gave me a giggle. It gave me a giggle to see a couple of stuff.
It's Skarmory.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong region.
You're in the wrong region, Skarmory. What are you doing here? It was kind of funny if somebody, I imagine not everyone's buying tons of just standard lures. And so if you have the couple of bonus lures, the couple of ones you've gotten from previous research and stuff, you might as well use them. Everyone's out playing. So,
yeah, and I mean, even that was still a good way to get some of those like Geodude and Onyx outside of their event window.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also a little bizarre because those spawn tables are pretty constant.
Yeah.
So.
The Lairon.
Yeah. Aeron and Lairon. I think I have one in the middle of my Kanto spawns. I can look back through my Pokemon box. Let's see. Where are we starting? Let's start.
Did you pick your version?
Yes, I picked my version. I picked green version. I'm wearing the hat still. No, I don't want to tap on my buddies. I want to tap on me, my style. I'm wearing the green version hat. I'm a little sad that they didn't have blue version. I mean, it's a global event. Was blue version exclusively North America?
Green was exclusive to Japan.
Green was exclusive to Japan. That's kind of weird that they would go with. They wouldn't even reference blue version. Is it weird?
No.
Oh nope, not shiny Pikachu. So you went with red, I went with green. I don't think we saw anyone that went with green there locally. None of our friends grabbed green.
Chris did, but he wasn't able to hang out with us. Right.
Which means he needs to grab a Meowth and trade it to TJ because I actually don't have any Meowth left. TJ, if you're listening to this, we need to get those trades done. So you grabbed red, TJ grabbed red.
His girlfriend also had gotten red.
Yep. So I was the odd man out. I went with green specifically for Vulpix. Didn't get a shiny Vulpix. Got plenty of other shinies though, so I'm not Shiny Vulpix isn't going away. I'm not incredibly disappointed. There will be other opportunities to get to get the Vulpix that I so choose, and that's a Sparrow on the incense. Why would you do this?
That was actually one of the rare shinies of the event.
The shiny Vulpix?
The Spearow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shiny Sparrow just wasn't popping for anybody, so it seemed bizarre.
I was able to get my one, and then I was like, okay, well, I just need to evolve this.
I didn't see any. I didn't hear anything about TJ finding one. If it'll let me tap on this. Nope, this one's not shiny. That's too bad. So what was your thought with
the different bonuses between the different versions?
Yep. Well, the specific incense spawns was basically it.
Yeah.
And then the couple of pieces of trainer gear that you would get per completion of challenges. So what was your thought on the spawn difference and like your reasoning behind going with red?
I went with red because I was gonna. Well, originally I was under the impression that red was going to have incense spawns of Lickitung, and it seems like it did have a good amount, but at the same time they added it to that roster of limited spawns.
Something that was
outside of the incense.
Yeah.
I also went with red because I wanted to try and farm up XL candy for certain things like Drowsy, Scyther, and Ponyta.
And how did that go for you?
I got a lot of Scyther. A lot of Scyther. I now have 136 XL candy for Scyther.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be one that does Mega here in the future as Mega Sizor.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something I will have available as an option. I mean, the one thing I wanted for the event, and I know a lot of people in our Discord, Jamar, Winston the Champ, and myself, I probably spent over $20 trying to find the elusive shiny Snorlax and was unable to get it. That's $20 after the free passes, both in the remote and regular.
Because they gave, what, four remote raid passes?
3 free remote passes, and then I think 5 or 7 free premium passes.
Which I think gave you just enough, if not a little bit more, passes to get all of your raids done. If you're able to participate in an area where other people were doing the raids, like realistically, if you're playing remote, and you're only able to do remote raids, trying to coordinate for those raid battles and get those legendary Pokemon there were actually the legendaries and the regionals.
Yeah, so if you count the legendaries and the regionals, there were 9 that you had to collect.
Yeah. Actually, I can pull up that research here because it's still available to look at. That's the nearby. I always get those mixed up. I'll hit one button and then hit the other. So let's see. Red, trade, research. So the raid, you have the 3 legendary birds, Mewtwo, Tauros, Mr. Mime, Kangaskhan, and Farfetch'd. Which you actually got the shiny. You got the shiny Farfetch'd, which was dope.
That's not something I was expecting. It's just like we pulled off to the side because we needed to do the Farfetch'd, and I got it, and I was like, oh, pink duck.
Let's see. So the raids were... We'll go back to the research here in a minute. Raids, legendaries, 9 free raid passes during the event by spinning gyms. Regional exclusive Pokemon from Kanto will be available as raid bosses. Those were available everywhere. I think that was one of the... No, I think our bigger question is when the when the megas of each Pokemon come out, will they still be regional? And I think if they showed up here in the raids, I don't think there's a reason why when they show up as megas, they won't show up globally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've been out often enough. This is my 4th Caterpie on this incense, I swear. I think at this point it doesn't make sense to continue. Like, it makes sense to make them consistently regional, but it doesn't make sense to release them megas as regional and keep that. I would say
regional raids.
Yeah.
Because sure, you can connect with the community and join players in other parts of the world, But I feel like that's a huge stressor on those people that are obviously going to be the more popular ones, such as like Heracross. People from Florida aren't going to want to host people from all over the world all the time.
Mhm. Yeah, and actually, I would be kind of curious to see. I mean, Niantic would make arguably more money with remote raid, with making them still regional and requiring players to use remote raid
Get them.
passes.
Yeah.
But the player in me wants to see them change that and go with
Just global.
make it a global release of the megas, because they've been released in events 3, 4, 5 times now.
Not to
They're
mention that also just kind of, if it ever does become, if megas do become competitive,
yeah.
that's an incredible imbalance for people that don't have access to those resources.
Yeah, although realistically, like we haven't seen the base forms perform well enough of any of ththose Pokemon. Like Kangaskhan's got some good moves, but would be really interesting. Trying to think of the other of those, the Kanto regionals currently. Mr. Mime might be. Mr. Mime's never seen any play. Tauros has never seen any play competitively. There are better Pokemon with each of their respective typings and roles and movesets. So,
Right. I think of the regionals, Kangaskhan is the only one that evolves other than for Gen 1. But if we go on further, there's more of that.
right, as far as megas. Let's see. Do we want to go? Let's go back over to the research then. So the
Okay.
10 different collection challenges to complete, that included the raids, the version exclusives. So if you had green version, your green exclusives. If you had red, your red exclusives. The trades from the other version exclusives, and then each of the, what was it, 4 different regions in the hour-long
Different cities.
blocks, the cities, because one of that, were they all cities, or wasn't one of them
Well, one
routes?
was the Indigo Plateau.
Right. And then the last one was was it National League or?
No, that's the Pokemon League. That's what I meant
Okay.
by the Indigo Plateau.
Oh, okay. So you had Pallet Town, what was it, Pallet, Cerulean, Pewter.
Palette, Pewter, Cerulean, Fuchsia, and then the Pokemon League.
Right. And they were broken up to, for the most part, broken up into types. So Pewter and Cerulean were more electric, more split amongst themselves. I would say Cerulean was almost exclusively water type. I don't think I saw any other types shown in that region.
There was Jigglypuff was the only non-water.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't in that region. I wasn't like super excited for the Pokemon in that hour-long block.
Was
Huh?
sorry,
What did you say?
I was
Oh, you were? What were you looking for?
the Carp.
Oh, that's right, because you needed the Magikarp candy.
Yes, I did.
There's a seagull on my incense. Let's see, what was my... Honestly, I think I liked the Pallet Town's diversity, and then the Indigo Plateau just because it had Dratini. It had Dratini and a handful of others that were pretty solid to keep an eye out for.
Yeah.
I appreciated that it rotated through twice. I think that I can't remember what came first. If the GoFest, I'm pretty sure GoFest came after, but the alternating spotlight hours of the different types, where it was like the dark and water with Caravana spawning the entire time.
GoFest was out before all that.
Okay, because I'm trying to think of, like, they've built up the systems and mechanics and spawn like variances for this kind of event for a long while now.
Fixed pool spawns.
Yes, we've seen this before. I want to call the Pokemon Go Tour Kanto as basically GoFest 1.5 or 1.2, because it plays incredibly similarly, but it builds on some of the mechanics and stuff. So the spawns and such, the way the spawns worked, the the
Or kind of
spawns
like the
breaking out.
biomes that they've done in the past.
Yeah, biomes. I think it works. It worked pretty well. It differentiated and made you go through it. This is as somebody. I think maybe we should have said earlier. We played for basically the entire time frame, so we didn't come in halfway through. Our experience was playing basically the event from start to finish. I had some goals. Jesse had some goals. We tried to catch, particular Pokemon. We looked out for particular spawns. We got the trades done. We wanted to try and just get the. It was more of like just catching and looking for specific stuff. The trainer battles and stuff were around, but they weren't like our main focus was like catching and looking for specific Pokemon. As our experience versus if people came in halfway through, they might not have had as reasonable of a time than we did.
I think the biggest complaint going off of that was the people that were stuck at home that couldn't complete all of the research because of the limitations of not being able to leave their house.
One of the things that I saw that thankfully I haven't seen a problem with personally was the amount of candy they had. They didn't have enough candy to evolve. I want to say specifically it was Victory Bell.
Yeah.
Blossom into or Bellsprout into Victory Bell.
Oddish into Oh no, you're right. Victory Bell, yeah.
Which is really
Bellsprout.
Yeah.
Blech.
Which was a really interesting problem for me to find out because thankfully I still had candy. I haven't, evolved or maxed out Victory Bell. So I still have candy. I was able to evolve that particular one. There was one or two Pokemon that I was looking at that had just enough candy to do at least one evolution, if not two. Now, I haven't completed all of my evolutions for the challenge yet, but so far I haven't had any issues with candy. But with something like Bellsprout and a couple of others being version exclusive, there's no real easy way to get additional candy. They put some pieces of research on stops to get additional candy for non-version or for the version exclusives of the version you don't have, but you would have to go out and spin the stops and get those research, which if you're stuck at home, you can't do.
Before we move on to that, if anybody from Niantic is listening, or anybody knows anybody that works at Niantic that listens, or anybody listening that knows people, I think a really great add-on in the game, personally, would be on the Pokestop, put some sort of icon telling people what the research is. Because if I'm one of these people that, one of the biggest complaints I heard over the weekend was people that haven't played in 2016, people that are just starting to get into the game, or maybe played a month or two when it first came out and they're now coming back. Kind of going off what Steven was saying about not having enough candy to evolve certain Pokemon. So like for me, I only have the one Bellsprout you traded me, and I've been playing since 2016 actively tag, and I have oodles and boodles of Bellsprout candy. But someone that's coming into this event, maybe their first time, might not have that. And if I'm playing red version, outside of those research, I don't have any way to get extra Bellsprout candy unless I want to dump rare candy into it, which even then requires time and money.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe underneath the Pokestop description, or maybe under like the advanced description of the stop, put some sort of way to put an icon that shows, like when you look at your research in your stacks, like your research page, put that little icon. It's a Pokemon encounter. It's an item. It's a Stardust.
Put the
that
reward
on the stop.
Put the reward on the stop.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to have space in your research inventory to spin it, to then check your research inventory, to then delete it because it's not something you need, to then spin another stop. Yeah, I would love to see something like that. Or to be honest, just find a better way to do this. Like I don't want to say don't require the evolutions, because the goal was to get all 151 Pokemon. And I think that's a cool goal, and I think it's reasonably doable. But I think the problem in this instance was Victory Bell one of the ones where you didn't have to spend. It's one of the trade. With a trade, it reduced its final evolution. No, okay. So then find a way to reduce the evolution cost.
That's another thing too. I'm surprised they didn't mention that.
Yeah, because that's a really difficult thing, and it's the same thing with me. And I have the candy to evolve the Meowth. I don't keep Meowths,
Yeah.
so I had the one in my inventory, the one shiny that I got here. I had a Persian, and then the one shiny I got from the event after trading you the Meowth. And now I don't have a Meowth for my buddy who's got red version to be able to trade to him. Now I'm sure there's plenty of people with extra Meowths that we can find and do a trade for, so he can complete that challenge. But it's a
Yeah.
really interesting problem to be in, of not having enough candy and also not having enough of XYZ Pokemon to do those trades with.
Like
And
another example would be either Ekans or Paris, things that we might overlook because they're so common to us
uh
in our area.
yeah, and so the overall concept of the event is a great concept, and I think it works really. Whoop, slap my mic arm here. I think it worked really well, but I think current the current problem that we're in, the current situation that we're in, which we've been in for months, of
Years
we're
now. It's been a
no
year.
no 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 well yeah, of we're still in COVID, people are still in lockdown, people are still stuck. This event would be fantastic if it's been announced for months. People have had time to be able to request the day off to be able to go out and play this game. The problem is there are still people that are stuck, that can't spin stops for additional candy, don't have communities that are willing to do trades with, because while the trades are required, the trade distance has improved, but not everyone has people around them. In some cases, people aren't going to. In some cases, it almost benefits people to have two different devices with two different versions of the game and have multi-account to be able to do those trades, because they can't complete that research without the
Without
trades.
someone else to be able to help them.
Yeah. I guess the one caveat to all of I mean, if everything of this event works, I think everything of this event is great. It worked out well. It works. The hypothetical, or the in theory, not necessarily in practice, because a lot of people still ran into technical issues. I would
Oh
refer
boy,
back.
they did.
I would refer back to this game is on a global scale with millions of people playing the game, and it rolls out in a live fashion. This isn't something that they can like print publish beforehand, and like there's only so much testing you can do before you roll out a big event or launch like this. So they try. I won't say that they do their best, because I actually don't know what their best is. I would say they did a reasonable job here. Still encounter issues. No matter what, I think you're always going to encounter issues. But I think in theory, the theory of this event, the way that the mechanics, the features of this event, the goals of this event were all great. They all had fantastic ideas of, here's the catching. You're going to go through the different regions. You have all of this. We're going to like basically inject all of this extra nostalgia from the Generation 1 games. You're going to have the two different versions. You're going to have to trade with your peoples. You're going to go through the different cities. We're going to put in these extra we're going to put in these extra bonuses of
I agree, FBN.
we're going to put in these extra bonuses of I'm trying to think of like what they.
So we had the bonus in the raids, we had the bonus in the research, and the bonus in the NPC trainers.
They put in all of these additional things, these sort of like accoutrements to the event, of rather than just having spawns, of all of these other things and these goals into the event. And I think that, in my experience, worked, and I think in a theoretical sense works well.
So here's my question: did you feel overwhelmed?
Now that's a great question. And that's something that we can talk about the battles, because that's right. The one final point I want to put in, I want to put a pin in sort of to the different research and stuff. The basic research that gives you the shiny Ditto is completely separate from these challenges. These challenges aren't required for the research for the shiny Ditto, and then to get the masterwork research for the shiny Mew. So those are two
that's
separates.
separate.
Yeah. The completionist in me wants to get 100% complete everything. So, but that was something I had to remind myself midway through the event of these two things are separate.
Yeah.
One thing that was required in this in the research, one of the pieces of research somewhere, which I don't remember if it was required or not. And you bring up a good point of were you overwhelmed. I think you and I will both agree, Jesse, that the inclusion of the different battlers of the basically player characters with their own teams in the game is a fantastic addition.
It's amazing.
It is so cool. It breaks it off from just being Shadow, just being Team Rocket. The inclusion of that makes this Pokemon Go, rather than this sort of passive world, making it feel more active. Like there are other people they're here. You can integrate them into. There wasn't an integration within like a story. There wasn't really integration into a research per se. As
It was
far
their
as
way of showing that we have much more potential with this platform.
yes, the way that the rockets integrate can be used, and something you and I have been talking about for a long time. The way that the rockets integrate into the game can be used for so many other different characters. So the inclusion of players and their own teams in the game is a fantastic inclusion, a fantastic way of showing that the players, I mean, in this case, showing that they actually will listen to their players. A fantastic inclusion of the throwbacks to NPCs from the original games. So you had your Pikachu trainer, you had your Eevee trainer, you had your goodness gracious,
your single evolution line trainer.
Your single evolution. You had the fairy, not so much. I don't think you ever really saw a fairy trainer in. You never saw
one that everyone loved, the
Gen
guy
1?
in the Togepi coat.
Yeah.
The
and
one
then
that the PvP community will accurately reference to as the Charm Hole team.
And then
there was
other
the
one
archaeologist trainer,
Mhm.
the one that had the Geodude, the Onyx, and
I actually never fought that one.
I forget what the third one was.
The
No, it was
the,
Golem.
What's the one I was thinking of? The grass poison team.
The poison trainer.
Yes, the poison trainer with the grass poison team, which was, I mean, these are fantastic inclusions that break.
So there was a couple that had themes, like the one female trainer that was based on like beautiful looking Pokemon. There was another one that was based on like they were a gardener and they had things that would help them with their garden. And then there were ones that were based on type or based on a certain theme. I sent you the image if you want to pull them up.
Let's see if I still got it here. Open original. Here we go. So I only fought, I think, 3 or 4 of these people. Just for the sake of repetition, I knew exactly what each of them would have, and it was easy to counter them and get them done with. So the battles here, like, fantastic inclusion. I've no complaints. Like, this was such a cool addition to the game during this event. My biggest complaint was all of these crazy spawns were happening. It's like, realistically, like, they gave you plenty of time to catch all of the Pokemon that you need, but it felt like you were missing out on catching stuff as these battles were going on.
Yeah.
And so that
FOMO.
I think the biggest point where I felt like it was getting overwhelming was, I have a piece of research that requires to battle 3 of these trainers before moving on to the next portion of it, which just so happens to require battling 3 more trainers. Yeah. My thought on this is that I understand keeping them in part of the event and having a piece of research, but maybe making a battle hour where 1 hour is like less spawns, or it's the refresh spawns of all of the types or from all of the hours and such. And it's like, okay, we're going to lessen the spawns. Go out and do battles. Go take a break. Go eat lunch. Go do some battles.
So you're saying it would be nice to have a down hour?
Yes, make it have an hour where I don't feel as pressured to continue to catch Pokemon, where I can feel a little bit more relaxed and do the battles.
I think that's what we did for lunch. Is we went to lunch during the Indigo League hour, if I remember correctly, or the Pokemon League hour, because we were at Red Robin's and we were like, "Oh, there's a Dratini over there, but we can't get it because we're sitting here eating."
Yeah, I think it was in the border between the two.
The Fuchsia and Indigo.
Yes,
Fuchsia and the
yeah,
Pokemon League.
because it kicked over partway through.
Yeah.
And I think realistically, I would love to see an hour in an event that lasts the entire day. I would love to see, even if it's 30-minute breaks, even if it's broken down into 30-minute breaks or an hour-long break, where the spawns are a little bit less, and I have the time to go do the battles that are required in the research. And I don't feel like I'm
battling, go to the bathroom, clean out some bag space.
Yeah, I don't feel
just self evaluate, self check.
Yeah, I don't feel as much pressure to keep checking for shinies, keep catching Pokemon. So
But I think in the same instance, that's not their responsibility to tell you to do that.
That's true. But I think that there's catching Pokemon, there's trading Pokemon, there's checking for shinies, there's raids, there's making sure that your bag space isn't over full, because at this point, most people it is.
One key thing I will say about this event, there was not a problem with Pokeballs, and I am incredibly thankful for that.
Yes, if you're out,
that might be because we were outside.
Yeah,
though.
If you're out and about, there is each trainer battle gave you 20 Pokeballs. Each trainer battle gave you 20 Pokeballs. Right. There was research that would give you additional Pokeballs. If you bought the pass, you would get 200 Pokeballs from the shop. There is no, if you're out and about and playing, there's no reason that you should not have Pokeballs.
One thing I could say to make it a little bit better for remote players next time is, I know this might sound crazy, and here's Jesse with another original idea. These trainers come in on regular hot air balloons, and they have Pokestops attached to the bottom of the balloon. On maybe 15-minute, 30-minute intervals.
Mm. That would be interesting.
Just like they float by with a Pokestop, you spin it, you can interact with it, you can get a research from it, and then they leave after you fight them.
Yeah. Eric puts in an interesting question here in the Twitch chat. In this hypothetical, what would battling an NPC reward? So in the middle of, say, an hour-long break where it's more focused on the battlers and less focused on catching, it's more of the break hour. I'd love to see, catch items. I would be down to see similar items from raids, to be honest. Now I know raids require
rewards.
Maybe, I know raids require a pass which they can monetize, whereas a battle with a NPC trainer doesn't require any items. There's no barrier to entry there besides having a reasonable team to be able to beat them.
Would one rare candy be too much?
I mean, I'd love to see something like that. So, Randall, no, we're not. This isn't a Fortnite podcast. But I will say, if always thank the bus driver. Yeah, I'd love to see. I think honestly, the rewards that they gave out of the 20 Pokeballs, and I think it was 20 Pokeballs, and then I saw some Sinnoh stones and stuff as well. I would be okay to see some of that, but I would love to see a little bit more berries, because I ran out of raspberries. I still had plenty of. I didn't use a ton of Pineapples, but I would have loved to see more raspberries.
Shut your mouth, Eric. Bien.
Introduce a 1 kilometer egg for NPCs. I mean, I don't know. I imagine so, but the hatch rate would be so small that like they would hatch like nobody's business, and I think you would almost require the infinite incubator to use there, and I don't know. Yeah, that would be kind of gross.
I don't know. To kind of end in on this NPC encounter that we had, I think it was a really cool inclusion. I think it opens the door for potential either new teams to come in, either Team Magma or Team Aqua or Team Galactic. We could see gym leaders start to roll out.
Yes.
How that works, I don't know.
Well,
We could see other trainers. I mean, we've got things like the Pokemaniac, the Ace trainers, the Pokemon fans, the breeders.
you saw the thing in the season 7, how we're getting a focus on a gym leader. Unfortunately, it's a gym leader from what,
Five.
Gen 5, which is a
Yeah.
weird pick for the first. Let's see, because
Yeah,
this season,
she seems to be one of those ones they keep to like trying to make popular.
I mean,
I never had a thing for her.
the people have kept her popular in other circles, but we'll get to that topic here in a little bit. As far
I
as
also think it would be really cool to see them stick with the actual players too.
Yeah.
Like keep
Yeah, I would
doing
love to
this,
see.
maybe add them into the pool.
Yeah, that would be cool. I like they wouldn't give rocket radars or something, but maybe it's every season would have gym leader types or something, and so you would have to battle 3 to 5 trainers to get the portions of the gym pass or something, or the gym radar, and then you could find.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then you could find one of the this season is the water type, or this month is the water type. So you fight a couple of the water type trainers that will allow you to build a gym, what's it called, gym radar, and then you can go fight a water type gym. So maybe there's just like there's multiple leaders in Rocket, there's multiple gym leaders where you see Misty, you see, oh goodness gracious, Wallace.
Nessa.
Huh?
Nessa.
Yeah, you could see Nessa, you could see Wallace, you could see a couple of the different water type gym leaders from the main series games show up in Pokemon Go. So
Sorry, I was gonna say.
I interrupted you, I apologize.
No, it's all good. It'll come back to me.
So we've got the research. We've talked about raids. Did we talk?
What did you think about the raids?
I think they worked once. I mean, the way that the research broke down, it required, we kind of burst through the raid requirements before a lot of the like raid requirements in the research got to, like on my end. Like I still had to do more raids at the end, near the end of the event, because we had gotten through all of our raids, but I hadn't got to the point in the research where it required 3 raids. So I had to do more raids, which I'm not against doing more raids. I have the passes for them. It's just a matter of I'd love to get all of this done at once. So, or I'd love for this to have been, what's the phrase
Would it
called?
have been nice for it to have been retroactive? So if you
Yes.
had done the raid, it would have already counted.
Yes, or not. Is it retroactive or proactive? I'm not
Correct.
sure what the phrase, which particular phrase it is, but I would have loved to have seen, hey, it's for this event. You've done 6 raids already. Your 3 raid requirement is complete at this point. So nobody redeemed hydrate, but I needed to drink water. Yeah, I didn't mind.
Go ahead.
I didn't mind the raids. I think having the legendaries and raids worked out. I think the raid requirements, putting the regionals in raid, I wondered if someone would do that. It made sense to put the regional. It made sense to put the regionals in raids rather than having them spawn in the wild. That way, there's still sort of a barrier to entry, and the sheer amount of Mr. Mime candy that you could get for like, you can't grind out a bunch of Mr. Mime candy for Galarian Mr. Mime.
Right.
Or do they share the same kind of same candy?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was pretty sure for like Zigzagoon and Farfetch they did, but I wasn't 100% sure. It made sense to put them in raids. It made sense to put the legendaries in raids. Thankfully, none of those raids were incredibly difficult. So if you had 3, 4, or 5 people, they were completely doable. So I didn't have, and the sheer amount of raid passes they gave as somebody that was, out and about, I think that it made sense to. I think it worked out. I think that worked out.
Yeah, I think the raids were handled pretty well. They, dang it, Randall. They were able to make it so that they weren't incredibly difficult. Like Mewtwo recently had, prior to this event, Mewtwo was considered a tier 6 boss, not just a tier 5.
Mm.
What tier 6 means is that it was more difficult than your average tier 5 raid. But due to people in other parts of the world were able to find out battle before us and tell us it's a lot easier than what it used to be. But yeah, what Randall's saying, I think the raids overall were just easier as well. Because I know we had a couple of people that we tried to get on the legendary raids with us, but they were unable to make it. And then the last hour of the night, they're like, "We need help! We need help!"
I'm gonna scroll through spawns here. The catch rates did seem easier. Okay, actually, there was a bit of research that was going out that I want to say, was it Lapras's catch rate was not adjusted. The circle,
Sure, I didn't pay attention.
the circle was adjusted for its color, but the
actual math behind it.
wasn't, and so that's why it felt like Lapras was just being a pain in the butt. It was because
I can't count how many times we had to like stop and try to actually focus on catching it because it just wouldn't stay in the ball.
yeah, it's because they said something similar happened during the Electabuzz Community Day, I believe, where its catch rate, Electabuzz's catch rate wasn't changed, but the circle color was.
Okay.
And so
it gave the impression that it was easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's I don't know how that works, how they're not connected mathematically, like systematically within the game's code, but
like if it's this percent, it should be this color.
Yeah,
under this circumstance.
It wouldn't surprise me that Lapras was just very hard. Lapras was just hard to catch here.
Wow, Joey, that's a lot.
Wait, is this some like superhero origin story? Lapras is a little bit away too. Yeah, it's got you gotta chuck that.
But it's not Swinub away.
Yeah. Trying to think of what was really. There was a number of complaints on the amount of. I mean, XL Candy just needs a rework anyway, but the people were really betting on getting like a bunch of Lickitung spawns and getting a bunch of XL Lickitung candy, and it just didn't end up happening. And that's, I think, just a flaw of XL candies in general. Just not.
I think it's intentional. If you look at all the things that people wanted XL candy for during this event, none of those were common spawns. XL Chansey candy, they were around, sure. XL Lickitung, Lapras, Snorlax, where?
Raids.
Behind paywalls.
Behind a paywall, yep.
Yeah, anything that people wanted XL candy for that wasn't already a community day weren't really easy to come by.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's by design.
Yeah, I think they know. They have
the
enough
same
intelligence.
Reason why they removed Metatite, they removed Trubbish, not necessarily Trubbish, but Metatite and other things like Meryl are no longer nesting.
It's because they don't want people to
scoop up XL candy.
Yeah, scoop up XL candy and completely and totally grind it out. They don't want to have luck be a factor per se in XL. Yeah, not intended for the XL grind. That's a great way to put it, Jamar. This event was not intended for the XL grind. And honestly, like, I don't know.
Everyone, I think, bought those. That's why I bought red version. I was under the premise that it was.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if what does this say on the XL grind in the future if maybe it gets adjusted, or if like I don't get a sense of if they're going to double down in this instance or not. Like I just don't know. So it's a really weird. I as a self-professed casual player don't intend on. I have very. I don't think I have any maxed out. No, I do have a couple of. I do have. I have like 4 or 5 maxed out Pokemon to level 40. I don't anticipate getting a Pokemon to level 50 for a long time with looking at the way XL candies are going out and my playstyle. I just don't see that happening. And so I imagine like as a casual player, like that's not my goal. And looking at the way that Niantic has done this, so far I mean, how long has XL Candy been out for? Like a 2 months, month and a half?
I want to say 3.
So 3 months. We saw a change in the way that Mega Energy was adjusted within 2 weeks. So there's a chance we don't see. I think at this point, there's a chance we don't see XL at all. Or XL, we don't see XLs changed at all. The way that the candies are done or anything. I don't think we see a change there. I think this event kind of shows, in some cases, they want to avoid putting out. They don't want to make it easy. I think they want to make that an additional grind. So, buddy walking, huh?
Yeah, Randall makes a good comment, and a lot of the community's upset. And we'll get to that when we get here into the season next season.
Is that what's our? Let's see. Final thoughts on Kanto, the Pokemon Go Tour Kanto event.
Thank you, Junichi Masuda, for the beautiful music. It incredibly made the day for me. It is probably one of the biggest contributing factors. If you have not listened to the music for each individual hour, do yourself a favor, go to YouTube, find a way to find it, Pokemon Go Tour, enter the city name, and listen to the music. It was beautifully done. Thank you. It brought back so many fond memories. Steven won't play it, so I'm telling you to go to YouTube and check it out for yourself.
Well, because Twitch isn't going to like it, and then I have to remove the VODs. I actually have to make sure. I haven't checked recently if we have any VODs with copyrighted stuff. If I have to remove anything, so
It is mainline nostalgia, but it was really well done. Like, it's like I started listening to it and I was like, is this just the original music? And then if you listen for more than 30 seconds, there's a little bit of a change to it. I'm personally one of those people that I could spend and I have spent the last 2 days at work just listening to all 6 of those songs on repeat. And my boss walks by and he's like, "Are you playing the game?" And I was like, "No, this is from the music from the event." And I showed it to him. He's like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." But I kind of was playing the game.
So beyond the music, what's your final thoughts on?
I think the event was great. I think people need to read more. I think if you really have issues, you need to try and troubleshoot them yourself. Like, for people that were having issues with the ticket, we had a guy approach us, some random person, an older gentleman, who didn't purchase his ticket before the event, had the issues. We did some troubleshooting. He was able to restart the app. He wanted to pick green version, but was forced to pick red. For some weird reason, the game auto picked red for him, but he ended up getting it to work. I think there was problems from both ends. I think Niantic. I know a couple of people were able to get out the survey to give feedback on the event.
Mm-hmm.
I was not one of them, which is unfortunate. I would love to give both sides of my opinion. The TLDR of my opinion of this event is I'm someone that played from the main series games. I love this event. I saw the issues. I saw the issues that the people from Asia Pacific encountered the day before. We saw all the lag in the game and all the delays. I am sorry that you guys are forever our guinea pigs. I think Niantic should really personally reach out to people that they trust and know to beta test these events in some form there's no way that they don't have the ability to test this. I understand they don't have the ability to test it in mass. And kind of agreeing with JMR here, it says they will learn from this and adapt it in the future. It just sucks that we have to pay for them to learn.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point of the they've never made mention on what like a test team, if they have a test team, what their QA, what their test department looks
That's
like.
what we're looking for, quality assurance. We need better quality assurance.
Like what is.
And sure, it's anytime they make a mistake like that, they're like, okay, well, we'll do a makeup event and everybody gets it. It's in the moment. You need to make it work right then.
Yeah, you don't want to have to keep going back and trying to, fix the problems
people won't complain
afterwards.
for another event, but just make it work the first time.
Let's see. I would say as somebody that went out and played, fantastic event. I think in the grand scheme of things, they pushed in this event, they pushed too far with the benefits of going out and playing. And I think because we're still in a global pandemic, I think that wasn't smart. Now, does a Pokemon Go event, a global Pokemon Go event, push the needle for COVID and COVID infections and stuff? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't have the stats in front of me. I'm not going to really speculate there. It is up to the players to be intelligent in how they play and continue to social distance and continue to wear masks, etc. But I think the benefits of going out and playing in this event with the research that gave you Snorlax and the amount of standard raid passes that weren't even remote raid passes that were benefits for spinning stops and spinning gyms. I think the research, the trainer battles that were locked to stops, I think there was enough here during this event that in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019 would have been fine, but in a 2020, 2021 era of Pokemon Go, I would like to see that reduced. So I would like them to find a way to bring more of that to people that are having to play in their homes. I would love to see some of the requirements reduced as well. The way that the evolutions were required is a cool feature, and I totally understand. Put in the research or in the rewards for completing other sections, enough candy for those evolutions, because you have to keep in mind that there are people that haven't played before, that they're not going to be able to complete these pieces of research and make it a bit easier for the casual player, make it a little bit easier for the new player, because they don't have the same resources that I mean, I'm still a casual. I have some of those resources, but I've been playing for forever. Make it a little bit more accessible for other people, or even the people that have continued to play the game but just haven't been able to go out to these spawns or don't go out to those spawns. So,
I mean, if the fear is that you're afraid that the people that are really hardcore grinders are going to capitalize off all these things they're giving to the casual players, they're going to do it anyways.
Yeah, they're going to find the hardcore players are going to find a way to min-max this game, and the way that spawns are and all of these things, they're going to find a way to find peak performance, and that's just how it's going to be. But Pokemon Go shouldn't be...
That goes back to the core games. People are always just going to find a way to min-max.
Yeah, I just don't think that Pokemon Go needs to be built specifically for the hardcore. So I would like to see more. I would like... This event was cool. I would like to see more of it. I think somebody brings up something interesting here in the chat of one mythical for each league. I'm not entirely sure what this is referencing here, but we do already have Shiny Celebi. So the reward for the Pokemon Go Tour Johto can't be Shiny Celebi. So it makes me wonder, what is there another mythical within? And the other question is, Johto has what?
We don't think Johto would be a tour event, like a full mainline event,
Johto
like what
has
we got today
70
or
more
last
Pokemon.
week. Yeah.
So, I mean, if it had a Pokemon Go Tour Johto, it would have to have some of the previous. It would have to have some of Kanto's Pokemon as well, because
You know what
you'd see
I
Eevee.
can see a Pokemon Go Tour Alola. Once we get to that gen.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to recycle Mons, which, I mean, they've done before. We've seen plenty of Kanto events, but the shiny Celebi wouldn't be the sort of carrot at the end of the stick here. So,
Yeah, and that's a whole nother topic about how everyone was assuming that we would just get Mew for buying the ticket.
yeah, you have to buy the ticket and then participate in the event, complete the research, and then
Be level 40.
be level 40 and complete
The original Mew quest line.
Yes, but have you seen step 2 for the
Yeah, I'm
Masterwork
on it.
Challenge? Okay, yeah, it's a grab. What is it? 151 of each type.
Yep.
Which is insane. So
And then 30 of every type, and catch a Pokemon for 30 days.
yeah, an absolute huge. I don't want to say time waste, but it's a huge sink for. It's gonna take a while to get through it.
Go to our Kecleon.
Well, you see Kecleon as the shiny Ditto, and then you see the Masterwork research for,
Manaphy or something.
No, because that's not a Hoenn. What's Hoenn's mythic?
Wasn't it Jirachi?
Yes, for shiny Jirachi. That would make sense.
We'll go more into the Kanto for the community question, but I think that's going to be the end of this segment.
An hour into. Let's get on to. Oh crap! You know what? I don't have my timer, but I will pull up a notepad here, which means I have to do some quick typing. News roundup. That wasn't even the news roundup. Let's get into it. We are looking at 58 minutes in. Jesse, you ready to get into the news roundup?
I am.
All right, I'm going to hit the button.
Giddy up now. This is the news roundup.
All right, we're into the news roundup. First piece of news here is going to be March's Community Day featuring Fletchling. Man, you have no idea how much I wanted it to be Pidgey. Just to watch the world burn. I really
just to watch the community implode on itself.
really, really, really wanted it to be Pidgey. And not only because my 2021 predictions, one of them was big community uproar, but
I think we kind of got that with them.
I really, really wanted it to be Pidgey just to watch people be so upset.
Because my complaint for it being Pidgey was we had just had the Kanto tour. Its shiny was out. Pidgeot already has Gust. It's just...
Give it something else. Come on, you can. They can do it. There's Pokemon with a triple legacy. You can't tell me that Pidgey can't have a triple legacy too. Yeah, I really wanted it to be Pidgey. We've got Fletchling, though. This is help me out here, Jesse. It's a Gen 6 Pokemon, correct? Mm-hmm. So we've got its Mega is already out too. Yeah. Yeah, Pidgey. They're all signs pointed to not Pidgey. So they could have. March 6th.
That was spicy.
11 to 5 p.m. Fletchling, the tiny Robin Pokemon, will be featured. It will be appearing more frequently in the wild. Why am I even reading this? It's the same community day format as always. We've seen this before. stay tuned
3
for
times
when
catch
tickets.
XP. That's interesting.
3 times which?
Catch XP.
I mean, people still need XP to get to 1 to level 40 and 2 to get to. There's a XP requirement for levels 41 and up, so that doesn't surprise me. Let's see. So, evolve Fletchinder. I didn't even know that was the name of it. The evolved form of Fletchling during the event for up to 2 hours to get a Talonflame that knows Incinerate. So this is, I have pulled up PV Poke here on the video, and we are looking at Talonflame with Fire Spin. Currently.
It's current recommended move.
Yep, and we're looking at it in Great League, so it's running Fire Spin, and then Brave Bird and Flame Charge. This gives it a win, let's see, 384 wins, 263 losses, and 1 draw, and I assume the draw is going to be itself. So the question becomes, if we go to custom and we add Incinerate, does this make it any good? And this is just a quick PV Poke rankings here in their battle format. So we move up to a 473 wins, 175 losses, and 0 draws. And I imagine that's because the
Incinerate just becomes stupid strong with Flame Charge.
Incinerate Talonflame beats out Firespin Talonflame, I imagine. Let's see. So worst to best, worst matchups here. You're looking at all of the rock that are possibly relevant. Aerodactyls here, T-Tar Shadow, Amistar, Ammonite, which hard counter the flying and fire. You've got your waters.
Is irrelevant.
These are all here. I want to try and find close to the ties. Hello, HR. What's up? My boy, my dog is here. Close to ties. What is the closest thing to a tie we get? So we have Kraydilly Shadow at a 496 and Shadow Beedrill at 503.
So things that it should be, but they have potential counters to it.
Yes. Beedrill having Drill Run and Kraydilly being a rock grass having Stone Edge.
Yeah.
Jamar saying Talonflame might be the preferred flying fire over Zard, more bulk. I would hope so, because Charizard doesn't have that bulk. I mean, Charizard's also very niche in the fire flying category. Or the fire flying category is rather niche. It's hard counter to grass, but a lot of grass have other things.
Yeah, I agree with Jamar about the learning curve on Incinerate. I think as long as Charizard doesn't get a move that buffs it, we'll see more Talonflame play than Charizard.
Yeah, I can't imagine Charizard's going to get any buffs, though. We've seen Charizard perform fairly well. As far as PvP, let's see, we're looking in Great League. Let's look in Ultra League, and we're going to go back and forth here. Talonflame's going to be one to look out for, because Talonflame has some really interesting... The fire flying is a rather niche combo that Charizard has sort of fit itself in and has played around in a little bit for the most part, just because it has access to... Did it have Dragon Claw before?
Mm-hmm.
Am I misremembering? So it had Dragon Claw. It had a little bit more versatility in its moveset. So
how's it going, Jiggly?
It didn't play specifically within fire flying. It played more of the fire, and it had wing attack, so it had some
legacy wing attack, but yeah,
it had some play on both sides. So Talonflame's going to be like the hard grass counter. Not that we see a ton of grass out there.
I think the different deciding factor between Charizard and Talonflame will be their speed and either their fast move damage or charge move.
Mhm.
Because Charizard definitely holds the speed and pressure.
I mean, I think, and that's not even taking into consideration Charizard with Dragon
Something
Breath.
like Dragon Breath, yeah.
Dragon Breath puts it in an entirely different category of the pseudo dragon. I mean,
Yep.
in the category of pseudo dragon, it's not great. It's glassy. So
Charizard, why not Dragonite?
Diet Dragonite. Charizard Dragonite Zero. Let's see. So
Suddenly diabetes.
Ultra League, Talonflame without the Community Day move has a 48.9% win ratio. We give it Incinerate here. It bumps up to a 66.5. That's pretty reasonable. And then I don't think there really is any reason to run it in Master League, but we will take a peek at it. 36.6% with Fire Spin. And we run Incinerate. 49.7. So it gains wins with Incinerate in every league. Again, I don't think there really is a reason to run it in Master, but you'll get enough candy, and with Community Day spawns, you have a chance to get the hundo. What is it asking for here in Master? Yeah, the hundo. 15s across the board at level 40. You'll have the chance to get.
But even
that
at hundo,
hundo.
it doesn't pass 2200.
Yeah, 2205 is the 15s across the board at level 40. Where does it put it at 50? Oh, it puts it at 2493. Yeah, that's
51?
not great.
Show me the 51. Show me the best buddy.
51.
Does it go over?
2522 or yeah, 2522
Oof.
battle, where's our wins? 61.7. Did it lose wins? At a higher level? Ultra requires level 50. Yes. Ultra does require level 50. I missed that.
So yeah, it's not even worth running in Master.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. So yeah, Talonflame, use it in Great League. Don't worry too much about the rest. Because I don't think even in Ultra League, I don't think that the Flyers don't play a ton in Ultra. Like pure Flyers.
Fire will.
The fire.
You're not even really running it as the flying. It's a fire.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the core of your Flyers you see are like maxed out Altaria. I'm trying to think of what other like core Flyers you see in Ultra. Zard.
Say Pidgeot.
Do you really see Pidgeot a whole lot?
Oh yeah.
I gotta play more. It's been the time.
Skarmory's another one.
Yeah.
Togekiss,
And Togekiss.
yep.
Togekiss. Talonflame actually might not be all that bad with what's it called? The
Dude,
fire
I'm
weakness.
already seeing them Jigglypuff.
Wait, why are we seeing more Skarm?
Because Ultra League Skarm maxed out.
Oh, okay. Because people are spending the resources.
Yeah, I mean, we had that nest for almost 2 weeks out here in town. I went every day after work and scooped up about 12.
So it turns out,
lab.
breaking news. Turns out I was the only one. Oh, this was posted 22 hours ago? Why didn't I see this earlier? Thanks, r/the Sylph Road. It's the headline. Incense will spawn normal Mons, not Pikachu. This was served to me 17 minutes ago, though. So, thanks. Thanks, Reddit, for sending me a push notification on this article that I should have known beforehand. Oh, well.
Jamar makes a good point. XL Skarm and XL Galvantula will die to XL Talonflame.
Yes. You got to get there, though. You guys, I mean, it's going to be some candy. It's going to be some candy. It's going to be some XL candy. So, fingers crossed you can get sunny weather or, windy weather?
Yep.
So, I mean, in my case, I kind of hope not because I want more for Great League, and I'm kind of tired of the last couple of community days being boosted. So,
Let me check something here.
what are you looking at, an advanced weather forecast?
Mm-mm.
You looking at the crystal ball?
Technically, it's flying and normal.
You're looking for anything else that's flying in normal?
No, for Community Day, weather boosted will be partly cloudy or windy.
Not sunny?
No, it's a flying normal type.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It doesn't become flying until it's what, second form? Okay. So
You mean
partly
fire. Flying and
right.
fire.
So you're saying, what was it, partly cloudy and
Windy.
windy? Partly cloudy will probably happen. Wow, I'm really sad now. I'm tired of.
Weather boosted Community Days. Let's go to the Southern Hemisphere, Steven. Let's go take a
I mean,
trip.
because it happened with Machop. It happened with Machop the entire time, and I wanted to find a reasonable Great League
Non-weather
one.
boosted.
Yeah, and it was just really, really hard. It was really difficult. I mean, on top of that, I have to work on the weekends, so my weekends are Tuesdays and Fridays. I don't get to take community days off. So big ol'
You and
suck.
a good other portion of the community. But yes, Talonflame, definitely a good Pokemon to look out for. Definitely a refreshing change from the rerun Community Days that we've been getting.
Yes. Yes, I was also really hoping that they put out the comment of we're listening to you. We won't do these refreshed, redone shiny for community days ever again. And then they put out Pidgey, and I would just I would have bathed in the tears of
Contact
spiteful
Niantic.
players.
Were you considering it?
Did you think about it? Because if you were, like, I'd still just.
You know how funny that would have been for like an animated, one of the first animated pictures, like we see here on the community. Can you tab back to the March announcement? How funny would it have been if where Fletchling is sitting there on the tree, there was a Pidgey, and then it flew away to reveal Fletchling.
Oh, if they put it as a GIF, little bait and switch. I mean, what day is April on? Is April on a Sunday or April 1st? No, hold on. No, April 1st is on a Thursday. We can't have a April Fool's Community Day. Oh, dang it. Dang it. Gosh, diddly darn dang it. What do you think,
What do you think Feather Death is for?
the next Pidgey Community Day. Oh, yes. Yes.
100% debuff.
Yes.
Acid spray damage.
I'll take it. I would take it. All right. Article number 2 from the News Roundup. The season of Legends starts soon. Trainers, during the season of celebration, we got to explore and celebrate regions of the Pokemon world, all leading up to Pokemon Go Tour Kanto. Now we are excited to announce the next season, the Season of Legends. From legendary Pokemon to legendary trainers, this season will celebrate legends in Pokemon Go. The Season of Legends will run from Monday, March 1st at 8 a.m. to Tuesday, June 1st at 10 a.m. local time. Read on for an overview of what you can expect during the season and look out for a detailed blog once the season starts. Yes, these are, I mean, I would love to see plushes of all of these. These are hilarious looking. But this is adorable. You can't see my mouse cursor. I'm hovering over Landorus here. These are just so bizarre design wise. The mustaches are real weird. I don't know.
Very, very Japanese-esque.
Yeah. Let's see. So more Pokemon will make their Pokemon Go debut in Legendary Raids and Mega Raids. This season will start with some Legendary Pokemon making their Pokemon Go debut. Therian Formie, Tornadus, Therian Formie, Thundurus, and Therian Formie, Landorus. There's an E at the end. It's not just form, it's Formage. Stay tuned for more details. There might be some other legendary faces making their Pokemon Go debut appearing later in the season 2. Starting March 1st, different Mega Evolved Pokemon will be appearing in Mega Raids, and other Mega Evolved Pokemon will be making their Pokemon Go debut over the course of the season. Keep an ear out for more details soon, trainers. Wait, keep an ear out? Hold up. Am I reading too far into this? Is there supposed to be some sound Pokemon that we're keeping an ear out for?
We still have yet to get Meloetta.
Ooh, that might be it.
Jiggly scientist form E appears on the street.
Uh,
Oh, that's true.
Audino.
Audino.
Oh, as far as a mega?
Yep.
That would make sense. The one that immediately came to mind, I was like, that doesn't make any sense at all, would be Xploud. But Xploud doesn't have a mega to my knowledge, so there's no reason for it. Yeet. Can I yeet the Pokeball? Thank you. Different Pokemon will be appearing in the wild. As the seasons change, different kinds of Pokemon will be appearing in different habitats in the wild. I almost read that as world. For example, you might find Mantine or Frillish appearing near water, or maybe you'll happen upon a Voltorb or Glameow while in the city. If you happen to be traversing near grassy and forest areas, you might find a Hoppip floating peacefully in the air. These
So all I heard from that last sentence is we're going to be drowning in Hoppip out here.
probably. These and many more Pokemon will be appearing more often in the wild, so keep a lookout and stay tuned for more details. Hemisphere exclusive Pokemon. All right, I got some problems with this, but we're going to get into we'll read this first. During the season, the kinds of Pokemon that appear more often in the wild exclusively in either the northern or southern hemisphere will be greatly expanded from last season. In the northern hemisphere, you'll be able to encounter Pokemon like Tangela, Combee, Krogunk, Ducklet, and more in the wild. First partner Pokemon originally discovered in the Sinnoh region, Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup, will also be appearing in the wild alongside Spring Form Deerling. This one doesn't have an E. This is Spring Form, not Formy, Spring Form Deerling. If you are extremely lucky, you might even encounter Pokemon such as Scyther, Dratini, or Cottonee in the wild. Neat. I would love to see more Cottonee, particularly
One
non-weather
thing I would
boosted.
like to point out before you move too far on. Show of hands, who caught a winter Deerling?
I don't think I did.
They were incredibly uncommon.
I think I saw one on the nearby, but I think it was at work. It was like nearby the Starbucks, and I could not get it. So
That was one of the few that I went over the season, and we even talked about it. We're like, what happened to the seasons thing? Where did that go? And now they're bringing it back.
in the southern hemisphere, Pokemon like Mankey, Yama, Buizel, Woobat, and many more will be appearing in the wild, alongside first partner Pokemon originally discovered in the Unova region, Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott. If you're extremely lucky, you might encounter a Pineco, Bagon, or Ferroseed. Keep your eyes out for Autumn Form Deerling too. So my sort of question mark here is, and I can understand that it's part of the seasons, the Pineco, Bagon, and Ferroseed. Pineco and Bagon are very relevant in metas, and they are boosted. Are they exclusive spawns for the Southern Hemisphere for an entire 6 months? Like, how does this work? I'm confused, or I'm worried.
It's kind of like what Jiggly Dad is saying here. The seasons feature. We take a lot of stuff out of the spawn pool all at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I would like to see a refresh in spawns.
Yeah.
Salamence is not useful in metas. Ignore Salamence. Pineco and Ferroseed are two that their evolutions of Fortress and Ferrothorn are two relevant mons that are more uncommon. Things that I've never built anything because I've never gotten anything at all reasonable for competitive leagues. So it hurts me to see that they are Southern Hemisphere and potentially exclusive for the next 6 months. So I mean, that's my biggest thing of like, okay, you're pulling them from spawn tables for an entire region for 6 months, unless maybe they show up in events, and fingers crossed they do, but I don't know.
Would like to see a change to the spawn pools to the lures as well. Because if I could drop a mossy lure and find those still, even at a slim chance, that's better than nothing.
Yeah, I would love to see some of that stuff too. Honestly, the lure spawns need a refresh because we've had them since the lure spawns have been the same spawn tables since release. What, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Different Pokemon will be hatching from eggs. I would say nobody cares here. God. Eggs, why? Pokemon like Trico, Torchic, Mudkip, Badoo, and more will be hatching from 2K eggs. Drowsy Azurill, Muna will be hatching from 5K eggs, and Intrepid trainers might find Nincada, Alomomola, and other hatching from 10K eggs. Stay tuned for more details.
Did you hear that, chat? New Feebas in the 10Ks.
Season exclusive special research. Towards the start of the season, all trainers will be able to access the Season of Legends special research. Follow Professor Willow as he makes exciting discoveries about Therian Formi, Tornadius, Therian Formi, Thunderous, and Therian Formi, Landorus. Why do they put an E here? I'm confused.
We found a new title for the episode.
Is it French? Is it French? I don't know. The first 3 legendary Pokemon featured during the season complete this special research to earn Tornadus, Thunderous, and Landorus candy, as well as other rewards. Be on the lookout for bonuses and items throughout the season. You can look forward to even more goodies this season, such as the following bonuses and items. Players can receive increased XP from 5-star raids throughout this season only. We're not doing enough raids. They want to give us more benefits. That's basically what they're saying here. Free remote raid passes will be available at certain times during the season. Stay tuned for more details on when these remote raid passes will be available in the shop, aka what we've been doing. We're going to do the same thing. Remote raid passes will just sort of show up. Huh?
It's French.
For me is French?
Yeah.
Is that because Unova the European, one of the European regions? Yeah. Interesting. Is that
America?
Is that shrug, Eric?
Yeah, it's a shrug.
Oh, okay. The shrug emote.
Forme. What is the difference between form and forme? Form, F-O-R-M, is the shape or mode of something. Forme relates to the procedure of assembling type and readiness for printing. What?
Weird. Randall's saying
Maybe
Unova is based
really
on
bad
New York.
typing.
Okay, so hold on. The genies are the genies from Unova?
Forme is more scientific from Proto Man.
Okay. It just sounds fancier.
Maybe it's just a really bad typo and they just said hell with it.
That's what I'm imagining. If that's this, they put an E behind it on accident on all of them except for the Deerling forms.
Or maybe it's a special new type of form. Form E. Who knows?
Now I'm curious. I'm going to go directly to the source, Pokemon.com's Pokedex. And we're going to look up Tornadus. Click on it.
This is what we're here for, chat. This is battle science.
Nope, they call it Incarnate Formi and Therian Formi, so it's not a typo. This is official information from Pokemon's website.
Okay.
Abilities Prankster, aka we put an E after some things when you don't expect it. Oh. All right, well, Season of Legends. Currently we're in this, what are we on, the Season of Celebration? So yep. Season of Legends starts next week. I'm curious, not like really hyped. I don't know. I'm curious to see how it is.
Did you read the part about the bonuses?
Yes. Increased XP from 5-star raids, aka we're not doing enough 5-star raids, so here's another incentive to do 5-star raids. And free remote raid passes will be available at certain times during the season, aka we've been doing it, but we're making it official now. So that's what I'm seeing. All right, so the next biggest thing, because with a new season comes a new season of Go Battle League. Go Battle League Season 7 begins Monday, March 1st, 2021 at 1 p.m. PST, GMT -8. Greenwich Mean Time. Man, that's got to be hard if you're running on... It's so confusing, Greenwich Mean Time to me. Trainers. Is there a more apt time for Season 7 of the Go Battle League to begin than with the Season of Legends? We're excited to share how this Go Battle League season will be the most legendary one yet. I want to read this in like the most sarcastic tone.
Monotone. Think monotone.
No, actually, no. Here, hold on. Yes, quite. Is there a more apt time for Season 7 of the Go Battle League to begin than with this Season of Legends? We're excited to share... I can't but like French butler. We're excited to share how this Go Battle League season will be the most legendary one yet. As we continue to work on bringing interesting and competitive experiences to the Go Battle League, you can look forward to new cups that upend team expectations in familiar leagues and a surprise sometime between Monday, March 29th to Monday, April 5th. You can look for a surprise at that point in time, I imagine. It sounds like a surprise meta or something.
Surprise, Baby Cup 2.0. No!
Surprise, Kecleon is a battle reward.
I mean, that might actually get some people to do GBL.
That would definitely get some people to do GBL. Season 6 rewards, Season 7 timeline, and what to expect when Season 7 begins on Monday, March 1st. Your end-of-season rewards for Season 6 will be available on the battle screen, including an Elite Fast DM. If you reached rank 19 or higher, your rating will be reset. Stay tuned. We'll update you if anything changes. The Great League will run from Monday, March 1st to Monday, March 15th. Ultra League and its Premier Cup will run from Monday, March 15th to Monday, March 29th. I believe these are in 2-week segments, so I'm reading a bunch of dates that, unless you're looking at a calendar, probably won't mean a whole lot to you. So either breakout...
Great Ultra Master repeat.
Yep. The Great League and a new cup called Great League Remix will run from Monday, April 12th to Monday, April 26th. See cup sections below for more details. Hold on one second. Hold on. We're going to click no. Can I shrink this? No, I can't. I'm sorry. No. Shoot. I remember doing this before and it being way too loud. I'm sorry. Jesse, are you ready for this?
I guess.
Okay. Let me pull up. Hold on. Where's my... Jesse, are you ready for Great League Remix? Do you hear it? Jesse, you there? Did I make him rage quit? Did you hear it?
Yes, that's why
Okay.
I left.
Oh, I didn't hear your laugh.
No, I said I left.
Oh, you laughed. Okay. Jiggly Dad wants another one. Are you ready for some Great League Remix? Woo! I need the applause. Woo! Yeah! Jiggly Dad, I'm only doing 2 today. That is literally from a DJ software, though. That's from Virtual DJ. So it took me a minute to pop it open here. Let's see. Great League Remix. Okay, I haven't read anything at all on Great League Remix, so I'm very curious to see what that's going to be like. Ultra and its Premier Cup will run from April 26th to May 10th. Master League Classic, and the Retro Cup will run from Monday, May 10th to Monday, May 17th. Only Pokemon that haven't been powered up with XL Candy are allowed in Master League Classic. See the cup section below for more details. Master League Premier. Yeah, so people are saying no Master League Premier. So Master League Classic, no XLs, but legendaries, which is nice. Ranked play will end on Monday, May 24th. Unranked Kanto Cup will run from Monday, May 24th to Monday, May 31st. See the cup section below for more details. What is new in Season 7? Are you guys ready for Season 7? There are some notable changes coming to Go Battle League during Season 7. You won't want to miss the Season 7 rewards. Pikachu Libre avatar items will be a reward for trainers who reach rank 10. Trainers who reach Legend rank will earn avatar items and a pose inspired by Elsa? Not the Elsa you imagine. This is the Pokemon Elsa. Who made her first appearance in Pokemon Black version and Pokemon White version. At rank 19, you will receive an Elite Charge TM, and you'll also receive an Elite Fast TM as an end-of-season reward. Some of the Pokemon you'll encounter as you reach certain ranks will be inspired by Elsa. Additionally, players who reach rank 20 are guaranteed an encounter with a legendary Pokemon that is appearing in 5-star raids at the time. Rank 1, you'll be guaranteed to encounter Zebstrika, one of Elsa's partnered Pokemon in the Pokemon RPGs. Rank 1 and up, you'll be able to encounter Pokemon such as Poliwhirl, Flaffy, Pupitar, Galvantula, and more. Rank 10 and up, you'll be able to encounter Pokemon such as Medicham, Frillish, Stunfisk, and more. Rank 15 and up, you'll be able to encounter Pokemon such as Scraggy, Lampent, and Rufflet. Don't forget, if you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny Rufflet. Rank 20 and up, you'll be able to encounter the legendary Pokemon that is appearing in 5-star raids at that time. Ace rank and up, you'll be able to encounter Dino. Legend rank, you'll be guaranteed to encounter a Pikachu Libre. This will be the only time you'll be able to encounter a Pikachu Libre during the season. All right, 2 more bullet points before I spew. You'll earn more Candy XL than normal when you catch these Pokemon and Go Battle League reward encounters. Poliwhirl, Flaffy, Pupitar, Medicham, Scraggy, Galvantula, Lampent, and Stunfisk. Stay tuned for more details.
The ones people want XL candy for.
Yes. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for details on the Go Battle League Cups to be featured in the second half of Season 7. So, I've talked about this 3 times now. Multiple seasons. We're on Season 7. Pikachu Libre is still the end of season reward when they said it was going to be a limited season reward back in Season 3. So I don't know. I'm just done with this. I'm done with Pikachu Libre is never coming to the core game. Anyone that doesn't rank gets any of the high ranks, you're never going to get to a Pikachu Libre.
Anybody that doesn't do the grind to get to the max rank.
Yeah. And the max rank is, I mean, for anyone that's like me, it's never going to happen. So.
It's just too much time.
When is it going to change? They also mentioned that Pikachu Libre will only be obtainable as a legend rank reward this season for an entire 3-month period. So, Jmar, I'd take it. I'd take your extra Libre. It'd be dope, actually, if you and I need to exchange more gifts with you. If we can get to Best Buddies and then get lucky, I would be down for the lucky Libre. That would be sweet.
One thing I'm kind of surprised they don't have in here is, what's it called? Flying Squirrel. What's its name?
Emolga?
Emolga. Yes. I'm surprised that that's not one of the rewards because that was one of Elsa's main Pokemon.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see. So this was the reference of. I'm confused as to why a gym leader from Black and White is being featured here as a gym leader with items and stuff, when I'm surprised we're not seeing a Gen 1 gym leader here. As well as this would be the instance in which you would see the Elsa's showing up on the map as a trainer to battle.
You know who would have been a really good legend to kick off this event with? Gary Mother Effin Oak.
Gary would be amazing. Yeah, in the Season of Legends. Gary Oak, or if you put Red.
Yeah.
Holy cow. That would be amazing.
They are just a random NPC that you can find in Go Battle League. Do you know how crazy that would be?
That would be so it would match you up with an NPC. If you're in Go Battle League and it's waiting, it could match you up with an NPC.
crazy.
Yeah, you say that again?
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be nuts. That would be bonkers. And now I'm bleeding. Oh, what have I done? We've still got one more chunk of information here on the Go Battle League Season 7, so let's bust through here. You can look forward to the following cups this season. Great League Remix. The 10 most used Pokemon in Great League will not be allowed in this version of the league. We shall share the list of ineligible Pokemon shortly after the Great League ends on March 15th. We're excited to see which Pokemon will emerge as the rising stars of the Great League Remix. So then, does that mean in the Pokemon, in GBL in Season 7 in Great League, we can run absolute spice so that the stats completely and totally get messed up?
That would be something that we would have to come together as a collective to do. Everybody, quick, use rank 500 and below.
Yeah. Oh God. What will be the craziest stuff? Run Ursaring and run Gyarados and run Ninjask.
Said Ninja.
Shit, yeah, run Shedinja, the Pokemon that canonically has 1 HP. G-Weezing! Galarian Weezing and Galarian Weezing only. Yes, please. Oh, Retro Cup. This cup will be a throwback. Only the first 15 Pokemon types, excluding Dark Steel and Fairy types, will be usable in this cup. The CP limit will be 1,500.
The Retro Cup is Dragon Cup.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Kanto Cup. No, that's why I'm upset. People are going to be running ice all over the place. It's probably going to be incredibly RPS. So you'll see steel, you'll see fighters. I mean, we've seen this kind of meta break down in Sylph Cups before.
Yeah.
So
Sylph is trying to actively bring people from GBL in, and now GBL is trying to bring Sylph players in.
Yeah. Retro Cup, normal, psychics, dragons.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see ice types. You'll probably see some steel types.
Steel's not
the
allowed.
Fighters. What the heck? Yeah, so dragons, ice, fighters. I guess normals and psychics.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see some weird
It
normals
feels
in there.
very vaguely similar to a cup we had last year.
Yes. This feels like vaguely similar to like 2 or 3 different cups we've had.
Yeah.
Kanto Cup, limit for this cup will be 1,500 CP, and the only Pokemon with a Pokedex number from 1 to 151 will be allowed. Your rating won't be affected during the Kanto Cup, so feel free to get creative.
That's true, Jiggly Until there's a show 6 and any semblance of interaction with people, it isn't Sylph.
Right, but I think your meta is going to break down into something similar unless you see content creators or high-ranking battlers tweeting out, hey, this wacky team is getting me massive amounts of wins. You're going to see some core, a lot of dragon stuff. Although people run some wacky stuff already, so I don't know. I just don't know about it.
Speaking of Sylph Cups.
Oh, that's the meta-analysis. You ready for the meta-analysis? I got to write down what time it is. Meta-analysis.
You have another name for it?
Yes, there's a lot of this. We are hour and 40 minutes in. Meta-analysis, and I push a button.
Welcome to the meta-analysis.
I've pushed the button. We're getting into the Vortex Cup. March 1st to March 31st, 2021. The Vortex Cup. Everyone was like, oh, it's like poison and dark and ice and stuff. It's not types, guys. It's not types. Do you have what it takes to withstand the power of the Vortex? Battle remotely. Remotely? Battle remotely. Join and battle in ranked PvP tournaments throughout the month of March. Find local groups to compete with remotely on sylph.gg/map. Cost. Free to enter. All ages welcome. Increase your rank. Performance in ranked tournaments can increase your global, national, and local leaderboard rank. Rules. Bring your strongest team of 6 with a max of 1,500 CP. Note, Fairy types, legendaries, Umbreon, Medicham, Deoxys, Altaria, Sableye, Galarian Stunfisk, Swampert, Scrafty, Wobbuffet, Lickitung, Machamp, Bastiodon, Abomasnow, Skarmory, Vigoroth, Politoed, Surfetch, Obstagoon, Tropius, Alolan Marowak, and Megas are not permitted. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Wait, is it actually starting Sunday?
It might be.
No, it starts Monday.
Monday, Monday, Monday. Vortex Cup, Sylph Arena, March 2021. Get your tickets now. Gravedigger, sorry. What's Gravedigger?
Like a hurricane playing in the background.
People were imagining the Vortex Cup were like, look at the colors. Oh, it's going to be like ice types and water types and poisons and darks. And it's like, oh, that's all weird. And it's like, no, it's just a ban list with spice. Oh, so Vortex Cup, from what I've heard, all it is spice. So I looked at the PV Poke rankings, and I'm not happy to see Zweilous at number 2. Let's just put it at that. Jesse, what is your so far opinions on... Oh, God. There you are. Here I am. What's your thoughts on Vortex?
I hope you guys are ready to spend
Spend? Oh, spend dust?
Spend dust and resources.
Yeah, I'm not using Zweilous. That's ridiculous. I don't have Zweilous. Mandibuzz as well. I don't have anything ready for that, so that's not happening. Dragonite's going to be the dragon types. Primeape and Lucario are the 2 highest fighters on this list. What?
Lucario resists Zweilous and resists the other dragons.
The people are snorting some Stardust here. This is some whack
Those
stuff.
are some heavy spending.
Yep, Diggersby is up here only because it gets absolutely cranked stats at level 50. Actually, this isn't even including XL Pokemon, so if we click XL Pokemon, we've got Diggersby XL at 4. Mudshot, Fire Punch, Earthquake, which sounds absolutely disgusting, and thank goodness I haven't had to actually watch a matchup with Diggersby XL.
So you want to know a fun fact?
Maybe not.
The next XL Pokemon is number 69 at Sandshrew.
Hey, that's nice. But also, wow, that's really sad. That's holy cow. Way to go, Diggersby, for just absolutely upsetting the meta, but that's too bad for... Let me go over down to... You're right, you're saying 69. Sandshrew. Sandshrew? It's not Sandslash, it's Sandshrew.
No, it's Sandshrew. That's what I said.
What are you doing? Sandshrew, you mad lad. You absolute monster.
A chunky igloo.
I've seen people solo other people in GBL with Sandshrews. So, I mean, good for them, but Mandy Buzz. Yeah, Mandibuzz and Zweilous, 2 semi-limited Pokemon. Night/Slash Sandshrew. Oof. Up at the top. I mean, so you're gonna want ice for both of those. So heavy level 50 Sandshrew stud. You need a swole Sandshrew emote at some point. Swole Shrew. I don't know. It's like
some of this stuff is pretty repeating. You got Whiscash, Dragonair we've seen in other cups before, Double Legacy Dugong, Mantine, Pelipper, Legendary Toilet Bird.
I hate you.
Frostlass is making another appearance. Blaziken, Chestnut definitely making a name for itself.
I mean, when it gets, does it even need Frenzy Plant? Does Frenzy Plant edge out Energy Ball when it gets it?
Why don't you pull it up, Chestnut versus Sylph Vortex, and we can run it with the custom move and see what it changes.
385 wins, 185 losses, and if we swat energy ball for Frenzy Plant. Just because I'm curious when it gets Frenzy Plant, because Frenzy Plant's going to take a little bit longer to get to. 397 wins, 175 losses.
So
that
it covers its butt a little bit better.
Yeah, it kicks up a little bit more. Yeah, Buzz is more limited as you can only hatch. Well, I mean, at this point, Dino and Zwellius are limited as well because, I mean, they spawn in the wild, sure, but you still have to trade them to get them at a reasonable IVs. Or if they were if they were research, then you have to. It's kind of gross. I don't know. I've got Dino that I could trade and try and mirror trade and get a reasonable Great League one, but it's a matter of finding someone else with a number of Dino to trade.
And then hoping that you actually get ideal versus worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Mandibuzz and Zwellius are two that are still rather limited and things that I really don't enjoy. Like if Dragonite's up at the top, Dragonite Shadow, like I don't care. We've seen Dragonite Shadow up at the top for the longest time. Dratini have been around. Huh?
We see these shadows put at the top, but how often do you see them?
Yeah, like we've seen Mandibuzz and Zwellius are I just would love to see less of, or to see them become more common as far as spawns or
Their
acquisitions.
availability.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing Dragonite Shadow up at the top. Diggersby is annoying as an XL Pokemon, but it's, from what I can tell, its spawns are often enough that with some hard work you can get a Diggersby XL.
This might be the cup I make my Diggersby XL for.
I am not going to touch that cost. I mean, but good for it.
I've been able to kind of budget the last 3 cups. Not to mention we had the month off in January.
Mm.
And I, outside of maxing 3 things out for the level up requirement, I really haven't had much use for my dust otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very odd to see Diggersby basically hit the pinpoint of the like tip of the spear of great moves, great stats, but then capping out low enough that it requires XL. Excuse me, or it uber benefits from
bunny.
Yeah, it like takes huge advantage of the XL the XL feature at basically just the right time of it coming out. Yep. It's so weird to see it basically hit all of these points, meet all of these things in the middle.
I mean, that's kind of what was with Stunfisk when both of them came out, and we even talked about it before it came out.
Yeah, because its moveset, its eligible moveset within the main series games was fantastic. Its stat pool was great, and it just so happened to be, it just fits into the right spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting the next couple of generations of Pokemon. Like if I really wanted to, I could dive into the stats pages of the upcoming Pokemon and point out, okay, this Pokemon's going to be very good. This Pokemon's going to be very good, and that, you know,
specific leagues.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Well, I don't know if you would know where specific leagues most things would benefit for unless you run it through the CP calculations. Mm-hmm. But just looking at what has huge stats in HP and defense, and then looking for the right typing combos and the right move sets, the right potential move sets, and seeing where things are going to basically hit the sweet spot of everything. So, like Diggersby, is that a common thing to run into in battles? Like, are people going to be running it? Yeah, are people going to be running Diggersby?
I think out of the 3 tournaments that I've played this month, I've seen 3 people use them.
Mm-hmm. So not a lot.
Past, it's not something I see everyone run. But that also depicts on how essential that pick is for this cup.
The crew in the Twitch chat, how often do you guys see Diggersby and Diggersby XL? Like I'm really curious to see, because it's not an uncommon spawn. Its availability is there.
You can't tell if it's XL or not on your battling screen.
Right. Well, yes. I mean, but how often do you see like Diggersby? Like, I've got several Diggersby that are the right stat combos, but like I don't have the candy or XL candy for them, nor do I feel the need to put in the Stardust for it. But I'm really curious to see it, like, what is the PvP community's like response and drive to use something that Diggersby has shown up in the top like 10-15 of multiple Silph Arena metas at this point, and its moveset is good enough to be seen in GBL as well. So
JMR does make a good point. You don't have to use an XL. You can use a level 40, and it can still perform. Obviously, because it's rank 11.
yeah, a rank 4 as the XL and a rank 11 as a level 40. So
with that small of a gap, I don't want to say it's a pivot pick, but I feel like this might be the cup we see more.
yeah.
With it being that high for both forms.
Yeah, it's got some great wins here. Zwelius, Gilventula, Snorlax. Not a great win against Snorlax. Not a huge win against Zwelius either. But impressively enough, like its types or its moveset and its type don't give it the advantage against Zwelius, and yet it pulls out the win here.
Just because of its bulk.
Mm-hmm. Galvantula and Raichu make sense here, and then Shadow Dragonair pulling out a win against Shadow Dragonair is a really interesting one too. And then the key losses. Yeah, the key losses are interesting in that they're all still in the one shield scenario, still wins. Like it wins against Lucario it has a 519 battle ranking against Lucario. It's like darn near close to tie, and depending on how like a bait scenario and shield availability.
Yeah. Because like even a counter power up punch Lucario is really gonna burn it down.
Mm-hmm. Because Diggersby is a normal ground.
Yep.
So it's still weak to that fighting.
But both of Diggersby's moves are super effective to Lucario as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a weird mon. I just don't know. I'm really curious to see once honestly the first few days of March to see where Diggersby is in the usage percentage.
Yeah.
So
it's got answers to its ice counters, and it does enough damage to its fighting counters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it outbulks the fighters.
Yeah, it's spammy with Mudshot. Mudshot Fire Punch is gonna be quick. So
yeah, I think it's something people should be prepared for, but I don't think it's something that should make or break your team comp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely see there's way too much here with your ice and your fighting are going to be key to your water's always going to be here. Unless water is banned, your water is going to be here. It's going to be up in the top.
Water is banned.
Huh?
Have we seen a cup where water is banned?
Specifically? I can't think of one.
No. It's too diverse.
Yeah. So Mandibuzz and Zwelius, an easy counter for both. You're going to be looking for is a solid ice type. I mean Dragonite Shadow as well. Diggersby XL, an ice type will benefit you here too. Your fighters, you're going to run a water. This feels a lot more solid of a, I don't want to say RPS, because there's going to be some that sort of blur some lines between wins, losses, and hard rock, paper, scissoring. Mm-hmm. Where it's not going to be as hard, so you could probably find a nice generalist lead where you're not going to be countered as hard. But this definitely feels...
one problem that we haven't talked about with this cup yet, mythical are allowed.
Where is the first mythical that shows up on this list, though?
Mew.
Where is Mew?
Scroll down a little bit more.
I'm scrolling. It comes in at 50.
Melmetal. There's Melmetal.
Where's Melmetal?
Scroll up a little bit.
Oh, 38. Well, I mean, so Melmetal's one that you and I have talked about before in that, like, it's a mythical, but it's something that we would love to see not as a mythical, because Melmetal performs in a similar Steel Boy role
It's
as you
kind of
see.
Probo Pass, more or less, but without the rock.
Yeah, you see Probo Pass in a similar boat with Probo Pass and Bastiodon that Melmetal is in. And it's a tankier version of something like Magneton or Magnezone.
So my problem with the mythicals are that is an imbalanced gameplay mechanic, in my opinion. Because for someone like me, I have a rank 3000 plus Mew. I'm not going to use it.
Right, but it's also not rank. It's not like it's rank 10.
But Mew is one of those ones that has an incredibly gimmicky mechanic where you have to spend around figuring out what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it plays like a wild card. It can really. I don't know. I was gonna.
It's a very good fill pick if you have a good one, because you can basically make it whatever role you want it to be.
I mean, if you're willing to spend the resources on it.
Yeah.
Either spend a tremendous amount of regular TMs or use the elite TMs on it. Yeah.
But for me, I do not like Mew because it is essentially a gimmick win.
Yeah. I mean, you see, what is it, Zwellius and Mandibuzz up at the top. The Dark will counter that Psychic. So, yeah, I mean, Ice Beam Overheat Mew incoming from Jmar. Ice Beam would help counter the top core. So, yeah, it's just a matter of what's going to get to its moves faster, and can Mew... Mew's built with more bulk, isn't it?
Not necessarily.
I'm going to look at its core stats here. Attack 120.4, defense 120.4, and stamina 127. So, yeah, not necessarily. If its attack was less, it would be in a better scenario here. Yeah, I don't think Mew is going to be quite as popular, as big of a threat.
No, I don't think it will. It's just I'm not a fan of mythicals because of their limitation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a good Celebi. That's the only mythical I've got that's under 1,000.
Yeah,
and granted, again, IVs don't make or break a Pokemon, but when it's above 3,000, it kind of does.
Yeah. It can lose to things that it really should win.
And I only get one of those Mew because we have to wait 30 days to get our shiny.
That's true. Yeah, I just don't think Mew's going to be as common. And then Celebi's nowhere near on this list?
No, it's nowhere on the list. The other mythicals you have are Jirachi and Victini.
And are either of those
search mythical?
Yes, that is true. MY mythical. Melmetal at 38, Mew at 50, Genesect at 96. Wow, you know it's a problem if Genesect is higher than Jirachi and Victini and Celebi. Defense Deoxys is banned, so that's honestly the best. That's the best thing to happen here. Genesect at 96, Jirachi at 117, Victini at 153, Celebi at 216, and Deoxys speed at 545. There is no other Deoxys that exists. Is normal form Deoxys banned then?
Yeah, it's a legendary.
So then why is Deoxys speed on this list?
I'm surprised that that's on there. Oh, do we not have that in the game yet? I'm gonna.
Oh, no. Well, so Deoxys is banned. So the fact that Deoxys speed is on the list is probably an error.
PB Punk, we found a glitch.
That's an oopsie. That's
no,
an
we
oopsie.
We do have speed in the game.
Is it at the very bottom? No. Cranidos is the very bottom. Slacking at 571.
It's bad when you're worse than slacking.
Run it, I dare you. No. Slacking is at the second to... Cranidos and Slacking are the last two.
Cranidos is below slacking.
Deoxys speed is very close to the very bottom. So realistically, it shouldn't be on this list at all. But
no,
it is.
But yeah, I think this is going to be a cup that you're really going to have to bunker down and choose your teams wisely. Don't invest quickly. There's a lot of variety to be played here, but I think looking at the top potentials and realizing everyone's going to run counters to those top 10.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I would say maybe pick one or two from those and then build the team around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's a lot of things that aren't banned that, like, a number of the top. What is the drop off here? You get to. Okay, you don't get out of the 80s here in a total score until you get down to 141, Grottle at 141. So realistically, you've got a lot of solid performers here. But your top
Berserker
performers
is one
here.
that stands out to me in this cup.
Berserker. What's its moveset? Remind me.
Check it there. It's right there. You went past it a little while ago.
I went past a lot of Pokemon a while ago.
Give
I've
me
been
a second,
scrolling
I'll
all the
pull
way
it
up.
up.
Here we go. I got it. Shadow Claw, Close Combat, Foul Play is the recommended. It's got Metal Claw, Close Combat, Foul Play, Iron Head, Play Rough. Shadow Claw with a Close Combat and Foul Play does give it a really interesting combo. The fact that...
But that is a limited spawn, though.
Yeah, that is incredibly limited. I love Primate, but those sims are bait dependent on landing close combat. Yeah, that's the one thing that a lot of PB Poke rankings are rather bait dependent because it marks
They
it in
just
the
don't
first shield.
tell you that. People see these numbers and
Yeah.
think, oh, that just means that these Pokemon are going to be the best. And it's like, no, they're performing the best because they do well out of both in and out of bait scenarios.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to get the shield out, waste a shield on your opponents. It's a big strategy, but it doesn't always work. So,
Like number 15 here, Hitmontop, just like some of my opponents this last month, it heavily requires you not your opponent to shield. Because both of those moves are finishing moves.
Yeah, close combat and Stone Edge they're going to take a little while to get to, even with counter. Yeah, there's going to be some really interesting play, and I've got a feeling there's going to be some very interesting teams as well. Built a team around Zweilous, and Steelix came up as a recommendation. I would love to see some more Steelix. Steelix dropped off hard.
G-Fist came out, it's just nope.
Yeah.
I think Steelix comes up because it has the Dragon Tail. It's an anti-dragon that has dragon move.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a solid. That's not.
You can
that's
also
not
run
too
it
bad.
Thunderfang as a solid anti-water flying.
That's what I've enjoyed, Thunderfang. I'd love it. Would it get was it Ice Fang in the main series?
I don't think so.
Let's see. Steelix. Blah, 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 blah. It's your boy. Steelix. Gets a Mega. That'll be fun.
I'm excited for that. Amar, I last used Steelix in Toxic Cup ?
Yeah, back honestly last season, mid last season.
Before G-Fisk was a thing.
Yeah. I don't see.
It'd be a TM move.
Magnet Rise is an electric type.
Or no, a breed move. It'd be a breed move.
Well, I don't even see. What? I don't even see. Oh, nope, it does.
So it learns the elemental things.
Generation 6 level up. Thunderfang, Icefang, Firefang. Yeah, I would know it. They're base moves for it. Huh. Yeah, I would love to see it with Icefang to be able to hard counter the two top level
meta picks.
Yeah, it would counter both the Mandibuzz and the Zweilous. The Flying and Dragon would both be hit here. Yeah, there's some interesting play here. I think it kind of depends on if you pick a dragon up top and then picking fighter and ice type and then filling out your last three. Running water, either a grass, maybe running a double fighter or something. Might not be a bad option just because of the the dark, maybe the dark, normal, and ice type that's going to be around. Maybe double fighter, double ice. Maybe.
Yeah, just pick 2 of the top 10s. Pick what you're comfortable with. The same stuff we say every month.
Yeah, I'll be very curious to see. Again, very curious to see the first week in March and see where Diggersby is, and then to see where the rest of the meta is, see what sort of splits out here. So
Safe pick is always Toxicroak. Toxicroak does a good job. Does what it needs to.
rank 27 with an 87.1 score. It's solid. It's very solid. I don't know if we'll ever see any adjustments to. Oh wow, Dynamic Punch is a higher ranked here.
Oh yeah, that just destroys the ice, steel, and dark.
Mm-hmm.
That's I'm gonna put you to night move.
Doesn't it take longer to get to Dynamic Punch though?
Not much longer.
Okay.
It's faster than Sludge Bomb.
Okay, but not as fast as Mud Bomb. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toxicroak. I should probably go back to Toxicroak because it's a solid performer that I've had success with in the past. So, righty, that is that. Jesse, you ready to hop into the community question here? Jesse?
Yes.
Okay. You're very quiet.
Sorry, I thought I went yes.
You're very quiet. So,
Sorry, I'll try to be louder.
we are at 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 minutes, 2 hours and 6 minutes in community question. I don't have a bumper for this. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hypno in this meta either. Jamar, Hypno has performed fantastically and really hasn't had a real big reason to drop down. So,
You can give it Focus Blast just to poop on those darks.
yeah, Shadow Ball would be very interesting. Is Dark good against Ghost or is it Ghost good against Dark?
Dark is good against Ghost.
Okay, I can never remember. That whole RPS of Psychic, Ghost, Poison, Dark is always confusing to me.
Community question.
Community question. Our previous community question per the previous podcast was, who are you thankful for and why? We didn't get any responses on Le Tweeters. Let me go to the Battle Science Discord, and we're going to go to podcast discussion. Remember in last episode where we got rated by Trainer Tips, like at this time, last episode?
Yep.
Good heavens. Bowling Bacon. So is it Bowling for Bacon? Bowling Bacon. Bowling Bacon. Everyone is thankful for everyone on their college Pokemon Go server, people from all the Pokemon Go communities that they are a part of, their friends, and their family. Let's see. And Eric BN responds with, he is thankful for content creators, not just in the Pokemon Go space, but everywhere. During the pandemic, my consumption of different content has increased exponentially from where it was in 2019, and I'm thankful that there are creators out there who put out quality content on a consistent basis. Some of those people include Alfendal on Twitch, Call Me Chris on TikTok, and a small little podcast called Battle Science. Number 2, I'm thankful for my Pogo friends like Saramo, Techno, Mensch, and Amy413 for being good raid friends, PvP sparring partners, but most importantly, putting up with me asking for weird lucky trades and or special trades like Alolan Sandshrew, Purified Sableye, and Purified Wobbuffet. And then number 3, I'm thankful for my sister. She's the only family member who lives near me and therefore is the only one I have seen since the pandemic started. What did Jiggly Dad do? Here I go again, breaking the rules. Don't you know Twitter's for bitching and moaning, not showing gratitude? Oh, I see. 1 per episode. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about the who are you thankful for and why, and I'm like, yeah, we could bring this back. We should bring this back in, what is it, November for Thanksgiving. Oh, goodness gracious. Who I don't know if I answered. Jesse, did you answer the question last week? Who we were thankful for?
Yeah.
Did I answer the question? I don't remember if I did.
No.
Okay. Because I'm usually pretty terrible about like a half answering the questions. Goodness gracious. I mean, there's a number of people that have like sort of put up with me, but I also like thank you, Jesse, for putting up with me and my shenanigans and my not fantastic amount of communication. There are a lot of
I have a
things that
few more gray hairs because of people like you.
okay. I imagine I'm not the worst at this.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I mean, I'm thankful that I was able to get a job during this. A buddy of mine from college needed some extra help, so I was able to get another job after leaving my theater job of 6.5 years, 7 years. So, goodness gracious. I mean, I would say I'm thankful for content creators as well. The biggest one is Kind of Funny, not only for helping inspire me to do this podcast and I mean, if you don't listen to any of Kind of Funny stuff and you want to get into some gaming or movies or what have you, the Kind of Funny's got a lot of content out there. I mean, heck, they're minority owners, or they're part owners of a football team, for gosh diddly darn sake. So if you like sports, go follow them for the fan-controlled football league. Like, it's absolutely insane. They have their fingers in so many different pies. But the amount of like conversations they've had about being creators and talking to other content creators and people within the gaming sphere and some of their friends that have done all of these different pieces of content, there's always like little nuggets that I try to listen out for advice or what have you, and listening to how other people sort of approach content creation and the sort of the feed, like not only how they approach content creation, how they approach the communities that they deal with, and how they personally handle doing all of the, how do you have a life outside of content creation? What are all of these, like, I mean, Battle Science is as, minute as it is. It's not, I wouldn't say it's nowhere near a full-time job, and I'm thankful for that. But how to balance things. There's always little nuggets in any of the interviews they do, any of the guests they have. Kind of Funny is huge as far as the amount of content that I consume, and I'm thankful that they're still putting out content, and they were able to adjust when COVID happened to continue to put out content. And I'm, honestly kind of took it there, remote. The benefit is we can do a Discord conversation and record both ends, or we don't record both ends. I record on my end, Jesse, and we're still able to put a podcast out, and it's not all that hard. And I mean, thankfully technology is as far as it is that we're able to do as much stuff as we are within everything going on. It's quite impressive. So, and then honestly, I would honestly say I'm pretty thankful that Pokemon Go is still existing amongst everything else. I mean, capitalism and money will continue to be a thing even when most of the world's population is suffering from major trauma of the both physical, economic, and psychological effects of a global pandemic. Money's still going to be money, and people are still going to want more money. So, I mean, Niantic is still putting out Pokemon Go content and still wants Pokemon Go to be a thing, not only on a content side, but on a monetary side. I can understand. And I guess I'm thankful that, it's still earning the money, so it's a thing that still exists. So it's still a game that can be played. So I guess that's my answer of things I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, on a more recent note, the MCU is back with WandaVision, and holy cow, is that amazing. I won't spoil anything, but to just get Marvel content again is wild. So I'm rewatching the old Avengers films and stuff, and it's just crazy. It's crazy to think that we didn't have a Marvel movie. We didn't have a Marvel movie since like January of 2020? 2019? No, we had was it Spider-Man Far From Home? When was Spider-Man Far From Home? 2019. Let's see. July 2nd, 2019. We have not had a Marvel movie since then. And so to continue to get, like, Black Widow was supposed to come out. Black Widow was supposed to come out like mid-year last year. And we haven't had anything. And then to get WandaVision is so bizarre to be able to get, additional Marvel content and to get back into that is so weird. It's like so cool. So, all right. So what's our community question for this week? Jesse, do you gotta
to hear everyone's opinion, good or bad, or both, of their experience for Pokemon Go Tour Kanto. You got to hear ours. I would like to hear everyone else's opinion. I want to hear your experiences. I want both the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Both the good, the bad, and the ugly, or all three of the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Yes.
Okay. The weird it's not Three Amigos, it's Three Musketeers. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
I would like to just hear how everyone else experienced the event.
Mm-hmm.
What did you like? What would you have? What did you like? What didn't you like? And what would you like to have happen next time or see changed?
Mm-hmm.
If we are some way to reach out to the community, I would love to hear back from those of you who are here on the Twitch chat, from those of you who are listening to the podcast recording, email, Twitter, Discord, however you want to contact us. I almost threw out my email, but I'm not going to do that. I would love to hear back on your experiences for the Kanto tour so that we can talk about it next week.
Yes. Or in 2 weeks. Yeah. I'm actually would be very curious to listen to anyone. I imagine most of the people that listen to this bought the ticket to the Kanto event, but I would love to hear thoughts of people that hadn't bought the ticket. Because I'm still not 100% sure what all content people that didn't buy the ticket were able to get. Yeah. So I'm really curious. I would be really curious to see what the thoughts were for people that.
In the question, either if you did or did not buy a ticket, let us know.
Yeah.
And your experience.
All right.
As you sit here on the stream and Luke Pincer getting shot through
the heart with an arrow in the most moe expression possible. Excuse me. All right. Well, the taco time is coming.
Does that feel like a good enough community question for you?
I would say that's a solid community question. The taco time is coming back to haunt me.
Oh, bonus. Give me some air horns. I'll take it this time.
Okay.
Give me some air horns. In light of recent events and being brought to my nostalgia, back to my nostalgia of red and blue, starting this week, I am going to be doing a Nuzlocke of Fire Red, the original Pokemon Fire Red. It is going to be a casual Nuzlocke, core rules. I don't have a date yet. I'm going to try to start sometime this week. Maybe make it a thing for Fridays, Fire Red Fridays. We'll see. But I'm going to do a Fire Red Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge.
Nice.
So stay tuned. Follow us on our media for that, socials. Stay tuned. Give us a subscribe here on Twitter or on Twitch. And let's let's have some fun. I want to try and do my best, but I know people want to see me fail.
I think you'll do all right. I'll try to keep watching that even if I'm working. So, I will submit.
Shenanigans will ensue.
I will submit requests for Pokemon's names. I actually need
I did add that back into the rewards option
for the channel points.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very good. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you guys want to get in touch with us, we're at battle_science on Twitter. You can catch us out on the Battle Science Discord. It is open to everyone. You can reach us at battlescience.podcast@gmail.com. I completely and totally spaced. I apologize. I was getting goofy with the intro. This episode is brought to you by our Patreon producer of Winston the Champ. Thank you, Winston, for being our podcast producer on Patreon. If you want to support us financially in a way that matters, you can go to patreon.com/battlescience and back us at the $1 tier or more to get access to the Battle Science After Dark podcast, which is a Patreon exclusive, and access to the podcasts in podcast formats several days before they go live. Twitch.tv/battlescience. If you want to catch us live, go to the YouTubes and search up Battle Science. If you want to help us out there, we're still looking to get the 100 subscribers so that we can get youtube.com/battlescience. The Portland Mega.
Promote that during my gameplays.
Yes, the Portland Mega is up on YouTube with its poor audio quality, or its roboting audio quality and all. Is up. What was it? A 4-6 hour long video?
I watched the whole dang thing.
6+ hour long video of the Portland Mega with timestamps of each round is up. Go watch that. We've gotten, I think it's probably our most viewed video at this point.
Make that an episodic thing. Don't do it all at once like I did.
Yeah, watch it in chunks. Watch as I type in Battle Science and I don't get Battle Science. Science Wars, Science, ASAP Science, other stuff, and then a Battle Science podcast, January 29th, Labyrinth Explorers is like the fifth video. We have 21 views on the Portland Battle Tower. We have 17 subscribers. We need 83 more subscribers on YouTube so we can get youtube.com/battlescience. That would be amazing. The podcast goes up. Huh?
Let's make it a year goal.
A year goal by the end of 2021?
Yeah.
To have 100 YouTube subscribers? Okay. So the VOD of the podcasts go up there. So if you want the visual guides of what we're looking at, you can go to the youtube.com / a very long list of letters and numbers, youtube.com/channel/ capital UC1 lowercase b www -0 lowercase p uppercase c uppercase f lowercase d lowercase q uppercase t lowercase c lowercase e uppercase k 37 lowercase a uppercase d uppercase a. If you want to go to the Battle Science page, help us make it easier so that we can just say youtube.com/battlescience. Are you just laughing over there? Okay. Mike's having a hard time picking that up, dude. Alrighty, let's see. The Patreons, the Twitters, the emails, the Twitch, podcast services around the globe. Oh, if you've got questions, comments, concerns, anything, please feel free to hit us up. We will do our best to address any issues or answer any questions. That's a transformer noise if you'd like that. You know what? One last time as we end the episode. Jesse, are you excited for the Great League Remix? We'll catch you guys out there on the battlefield. Thank you, everybody, for listening.